data set, or so all these things we don't do it in Power BI, right? You're just doing click, 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 done.
And even Ishani, as you had shown yesterday, that if there's a you were saying that if there's a dip in sales or dip in quantity, then you can tell the relation to why it is there and what's the reason. So we can tell a better story out
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
you will only come to know about the story if you explore your data. The more you explore, the more you see the interaction of one variable on the other, the better you get to understand the data insights. And from that, you bring up the stories. Okay. And if you don't do that, then yes, you're using it like Excel only.
Yes.
It's a powerful tool. Trust me. I've been an Excel user since back in 2002 is when I started using Excel. Right? Yeah, 2002 is when I started using Excel. And when I saw these BI tools, it was like love at first sight, completely heads over heel for these tools. And trust me, now if I have to make a dashboard, I don't even think about Excel at all. I can't think about Excel in that regards. So many things, look, feel, color combination. Excel is a headache in all these things. All right, can we start? 38. I think we can, right? All okay. So what I wanted to cover today was, one thing is maps, and the second thing is I think maps, slices, and we'll also cover these tables. Let me just write it. Tables and formatting. So what is the role of map? Typically, and this is, I believe it very strongly. So if I had to create I have various, territories, I have various countries. So let's say if I create a bar chart and I put the country and I put, let's say, the total quantity ordered, okay, or total sales, for example. Sales is not going to come up, quantity. So I've got the total quantity and I've got the countries over here. Now, what do you think will give you a better understanding of your data to make any future decisions, or even to understand your data a little better? This chart, or if I would have put country and order quantity and create something like this, which is better representation? Not in look wise, from the insight finding side, insight building side. Which one would be better?
Of course, the map one.
And why?
Right.
It
Why?
right away says that, it right away says that the country, we can see immediately, we can see this is the country, and we don't have to really relate it with the head that yes, this country is there, and this is has a better, I mean, bigger order quantity. So to visually we always get a catch of it very quickly.
Okay. Anyone else wants to add on why the map seems to be better?
It also helps you find that which are the countries that we haven't
Absolutely.
captured, and
Captured. Where is there is a similar behavior? If you're talking about, if I had multiple countries in Asia, right? Like I have multiple countries in 3 countries in Europe. Their behavior looks similar. Nothing different is happening over here. So when you put it in a map, you're not only looking at the data that you have, but you're looking around the data also and getting an insight of, okay, probably, if I'm in retail, these are the places I can cater to. If India is doing well, the neighboring countries ought to do well. Few of them, not all, but it ought to do well. If one country in Europe is doing well, I will look around in Europe, okay, which is the other country which is very similar in terms of culture, in terms of thought process, in terms of buying capacity. And I would like to start my business over there, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So all these thought processes will not come to you on a bar chart. These kind of thoughts will only come to you when you plot it on a map. then it makes a real impact in understanding the data in a geographical sense. Make sense? So that's why I feel, if it's a geographical location, I would always insist on creating maps, because that makes a lot of sense to look at versus a pie or a bar chart or a column chart. Is just over here, I'll be just focusing on, okay, US is the highest, followed by Australia, followed by Canada. But United States and Canada is so close to each other, but look at the difference, big difference in the order quantity. So since they are close to each other, so what are we doing in America? What are we doing in Canada? What is not working in Canada? We can think about all those things. Okay, makes sense to everyone what I'm saying? So it's just not just to create charts that you guys are learning these tools. At the end of the day, you will have to create charts that give quick insight to others, quick insight to yourself also and the others also. Okay.
Yes.
Now, just like you had slicers in Excel, we also have slicers over here in Power BI. So what was the role of slicer? Apart from Sanjeet, she makes sure you guys are having a good nap between my classes. What is the role of a slicer?
To connect
So
filtering
it's like
data.
a filter.
Filter.
It's kind
Shikhar,
of filter.
it's a kind of filter. Okay,
Yes.
filter what?
So any values which we want to select.
Filter pivot tables.
There are no pivot tables.
So then tables.
The visuals, right? No
Yes,
tables,
visuals.
they're visuals.
Yes.
So all the visual elements that you have. Now, why I'm calling them visual elements? Because I have cards also. I've got different type of charts also. So all the visual elements that you have over here, we can filter them to look at the, how you put it, to look at the, how important or how much that variable is impacting on the overall output. For example, let's say I have a lot of things about category and the quantity order. Now, does the gender make a difference? Right? Should I pitch more to females or should I pitch more to males? Now, if I filter for males and if I filter for females and I see no difference, like not much difference is there, whether it's a male or a female, then what is the conclusion you will make?
That sales are not dependent on the gender.
Absolutely, sales are not dependent on the gender. So that variable is out of my study. Like, don't have to take care of that. Then we might think about, okay, let's look at country wise, let's look at age wise, let's look at education wise. So many things are there by which we can do analysis. So instead of putting everything in a pie chart or a column chart or a bar chart to see, okay, how they are, we will pick few of the dimensions and put it over here in slices as slices and see when I'm slicing the data, what is the effect of the various items over here. So that's the role of a slicer. So if I click on slicer, this area has been created, right? Over here, let's say if I wanted to understand this order quantity as per the country to see what is the changes it is bringing, then I can click on country. And on the top, I've got all the countries over here. Now I can click on Canada. This is giving me understanding of Canada. Accessories are the highest, followed by clothing and the bikes. If I click on France, bikes are more than clothing. If I click on Germany, bikes more than clothing. United, pretty much, and visually at least they look alike till you click on them. And again, the bikes are more over here. Australia, bikes are more. Pretty much, bikes are much more than the clothing among all the countries than as compared to Australia. So, these kind of things you are able to find out, or you are able to showcase, or if you want to show someone using one dashboard, give views for different countries, then we can also put it in a slicer.
So Sunny, here we have 5 or 6 countries. If in case we have many countries, so what?
Yes. So yes, very good question. So right now we have less number of countries, so this doesn't look too bad. And if you have more number of countries, you see this drop down over here. We'll click over here, and instead of a list, this is called a list. We'll create a drop down. So when you create a drop down, what it does, if you remember VBA developer tab,
Yes.
if you have, right, if you have more number of
List
things,
and
we
combo
would create
box.
it over here. Yes,
Yeah.
this like a combo box. So we'll convert it into combo box and then get our choices here. So when a user is looking at it, or if the space is taken, is only this much space. It's not a lot. Sitaram, is it clear?
Yes. Okay, got it.
We can select multiple geographies.
Can we select
Yes.
multiple?
Yes, you can. So if you press your control key, you will be able to select the multiple geographies also. Okay, and this is the tiny clear selection. And once you are over here, and if you go to your formatting, you have slicer settings, right? Where you have how do you want the selections? Do you want a single select? If I turn this thing on, and let's say I make it a list. So this has converted into an option button rather than a checkbox, so that it only allows you one at a time. It will not allow you more than one. So you can have that selection. Do you want a single select or do you want a multi-select? Okay.
Need to
Again,
be-
what we, yeah.
in in Excel we build connection. So does here
No.
also there's
See, no, we don't have to. It's automatically built.
so if we want to distinguish between two dashboard only, if there are three dashboard
Hmm.
and we want to attach slicer to only two, and it is possible that.
So this slicer that is there is interacting with all the visuals of one page. One dashboard is one page.
Okay.
Okay, then you move to the second page. So in second page, you will have, you want to show this slicer, you can and have the interactivity, or if you don't want, you don't have to show the interactivity.
Okay.
Okay. Now, sometimes, depending on your versions, depending on the colors, this erase symbol is sometimes not very visible, clear selection. And I think it's not very intuitive also, in my opinion, to understand, yeah, this is the icon where I can erase it. So I also like to use this thing called select all. So if I turn it on, as a result of it, what happens? For example, if I pick Germany, now I want to uncheck everything. I want to look at all the countries together. So rather than erasing and finding this button, I can click on select all. Once I do, all my selections are back in. So I can select all, you can unselect all to select one, or you can select all and unselect one to leave one and select all. So this feature I like of select all gives me easy to, easy filtering options over here. Okay. Now another thing over here only. Sorry, I'm a little down. Still I need space. All right. So this is one way of looking at this slicer. This is called vertical orientation. I can also change the orientation to horizontal. And if I go to the options where you have these slicer options, orientation is vertical. I can go and change this to horizontal. When you change it to horizontal, the look and feel also changes a little bit. And so, for example, if I wanted to make it, something like this, and we can put it on the top. It's not fitting in right now, not enough space. But again, this is going to work like a slicer. So it gives you a different look and feel rather than always having a checkbox or an option button to click on. I can click on this and I can click on select all to remove my selections over here. So this is also a orientation and a different look and feel of the slicer. Right?
Yes.
Right? Another one is when you're using slicers with numbers. Okay, this is slicer with text values. If I'm using slicers with numbers, then what happens? So for example, if I put the date in this slicer. So what it does, it creates something called a slider. So you will see we have a lot of options. This is between. When you get a slider, it gives you between the latest date and the earliest date it will give. If I say before, so this one is, it fixes one date and you can change the other one. If you say after, it is going to fix one side and let the other one keep changing after a certain date. And then we also have choices like a list. This is little too much because all the dates are popping in. And then we have drop downs instead of a list. Again, not recommended with the dates like this. And then I have a relative date, last 1 month, what is it? Last year, what is it? And so on and so forth, right? So all these kind of time, we don't have time in this thing, but we could have hours and all those things. But my data does not have any kind of hours, so this is not a valid one. But you can have a relative date, you can have between in the slicer to get a slider, and you can change it like this also. Or if you click over here, it opens up the calendar from which you can pick and choose the value that you want to have. So this will be for your numbers also, this will be for your dates also. Clear?
Yes.
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 So Ishani, for numbers and dates, we call it slider, not slice.
These kind of things are called sliders because you slide in and out, right?
Okay.
So typically we call them sliders. Like everything has a name. Okay. For example, if I again go back and put the, let's say, continents, this is a list, right? And this is a drop down where you get an arrow and the list opens up. That's a drop down. These are called sliders.
Okay, where at the time of when we were doing Excel, we had done years, right? In
Mhm.
the form of slicers only.
Yes, and slices also have sliders in it.
Okay, so in this slicer, can we use if in case the data is different and years and all, or just a text can come in?
Over here, see, you already see, unlike Excel, over here you already have the date hierarchy. It already aggregates to that level. Correct?
Okay.
If I wanted to do at year level, I can definitely go to the date hierarchy and say I'm looking for the years to be there in my slicer.
Yeah.
Like this.
Okay.
Ishani,
Yes, Neil.
can you show the orientation in slider once again?
Sure. So if I have to change the orientation for continent, I'll go to this visual setting, slicer setting, and over here in options, where did it go? Wait, where did it disappear? Visual only.
Position. It's a headers. Let's say selection. Where did it disappear? It comes under something called orientation. Position.
In journal, then position.
General, then
Position.
position, and then advanced. No. My look and feel is different than yours. What happened to my?
Maybe this is.
Oh, this is a
It's
list.
just
What am
Ah.
I doing? It's a drop down.
Yes,
It won't
yes.
come in a drop down. It'll come in a list. My bad. Options. Yeah, it was in options, right? Vertical, horizontal.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Ishani. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, let's do this thing. See. This is all sales. Okay, create this dashboard that you see in front of you. However, don't focus on sales because we don't have sales as of now. Focus on quantity. Okay, this is the quantity ordered analysis dashboard. And have I taught you how to put the title and the icon?
Yes.
Not yet.
No.
Title,
No, not yet.
No.
No.
Okay.
item.
Okay.
And-
So not
And
yet.
also that, on the left top side, kind of icons or some pictures.
Yeah. That I'll do. I'll do later. Okay. Number one, let's say I have come in, I have this issue, what you're looking on my screen. I don't have enough space. I've got so many elements, I don't have space to keep my elements. So how do you increase the size of your dashboard? So you can click in the white area. When you click in the white area, you will again go to format. This time the formatting is of the page. So I can go to your page setting. This is 16:9 ratio. I can go to custom and I am going to make this as 800 by 1300 as a size, and then kind of, start shifting things so that I can fit in the things on the top over here. So you can change the size of your dashboard by selecting the white space in your pages, and then you will go to your format, and in format you will work with the canvas setting. So now what I want you to do is, now that I have space, I would like you to create that, but what we are going to create is based on order quantity. And before I make you do that, I'm going to remove this. I really don't have space. So if I have to put a header on the top, how do you put it? Okay, sorry. My bad. I'm going back and forth a lot right now. One last thing in Slicer before I leave this topic completely. Right now, what is happening whenever I'm clicking on anything in the Slicer, whether this is a slider or a list or whatever it is, all the values, all the charts are changing. Correct? All of them are changing or few are changing?
All of them are
All are changing. Now you will come across dashboard, or you might have to create a dashboard that Slicer should have effect on specific visuals, or it may be that a Slicer should not affect one particular visual. So how do you get rid of that? So these things that when I'm clicking here, it's affecting all the visuals. This is called interaction. So how do you control this interaction between the Slicer and the other visuals? So let's say I want to have, we're working on this continent selection. So I click over here, we go to format. In format on the left, you will see edit interactions. So once you turn it on, you will see these symbols on top of all, right? Like you see over here, this symbol is highlighted. This means this slicer has no interaction with the slicer on the top. And for the rest of them, you will see this part is active, which means it's going to filter based on the selection. So if I don't want the cards to interact, right? I've selected the other one. I edit the interaction now. Let's see. Now you see when I'm clicking on any of the choices, my cards are not changing, but rest of the visualizations are changing.
Yes.
So this is called edit interaction. Edit interaction, where did I go? I went to format, and in format, edit interaction. So two symbols come up, one saying no interaction, and the second one showing it is going to filter based on that. So if you click on the symbol on the right, so there's no interaction, and if you click over here, it's going to filter based on interaction. Make sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes.
While editing the interaction, these two slicers are interconnected. So can we?
So they are not, right? Right now, if you look at the interaction, it shows it's not connected to each other.
But we can, right?
If you click over here, yes, you can. Then this will have an effect on that.
So for example, one slicer.
But over
has-
here, right now, for example, over here, okay, I'll give you an example of this. Hold on. and something are,
Maybe countries, cities
yeah,
related to
that's what
countries.
I'm thinking. Put countries related to the continent that I've put. Uh, okay, so right now, since see, it is a little intelligent, right? If I pick North America, it is only giving me Canada and United States. If I click on Pacific, it'll only give me Australia. If I click on Europe, then it's only giving me 3. So that kind of interdependency of these fields, it can understand and it's working automatically,
Hmm.
right? They all
Yes.
belong to the same table. Even if I would have put a region over here, Europe is this, North America. If I click, yeah. So they're already interacting. And you see the filter is on over here,
Okay.
right? But in this case, this filter was off because they are sitting in 2 different tables. So I don't know if like Power BI can't understand the interaction has to be there. But these two are sitting in the same table, so automatically it turned on the filtering.
Hmm. Okay.
Got it? And if I turn it off, I say no, there is no interaction between them. Not it. On that. Like this, then you will see all of them have come up now, irrespective what you pressed. And you're pressing Europe, then also everything is here,
Hmm.
right? It's become reverse, I think. This is interacting. If I say no interaction among all, then I'm able to see all the continents and all the regions at the same time. All right, Faisal?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now how do you put the header on the top? You are going to go to insert and then you see this is a text box. So any kind of text element that you see on a dashboard is basically by dropping these text box in the dashboard. So I'm going to click on this and as usual, it will create a placeholder. I'm just going to move it up first and then I'll change the size and everything. I really hate moving these text box. Never been easy for me. And then you can size it, put on the top and select what kind of size and everything and the color that you want. Bold. And let's say this is order. Problem with going back. Order quantity analysis. Okay. And then if you want to put a logo of the country, of the company for which you are making this thing for your client's company, then again, that thing is going to be through this picture, add, it's going to be insert, and in insert, if you go add an image to your report, so you can click over here, it allows you to go to the different folders of your file, like I want to put IV, so I can simply put it over here. Whenever you're working with the image, always make sure you're working with the corners and never doing this thing. This is not great, so I'm going to work with the sides. And once I know it's small enough, I can put it over here. Okay. Any questions? Let's try to create something today. So I want you to create this analysis, but don't talk about, don't work with the all the cards on the top. Just work with total quantity and return quantity. Okay. So let me do one thing. Give me just 1 minute. I'll quickly go and grab the pen to write on the screen. So what I would want you to draw is very simple. I want a title on the top. Let's put a logo. This is the title. And then I want two cards. One for quantity ordered and one for quantity returned. Right? Then let's have that one chart which talks about trend of quantity, trend of quantity ordered. Let's talk about country-wise order. Let's talk about, and I'm just placing it over here, but you guys will have to see how to do the layouting also. I want to see gender-wise order. And 1 minute. Gender category and category-wise order. Is it clear? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Ishani.
Yes, Shani.
All right.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, Ishani.
Yes, so let's try to create this on page 1. And this is our order analysis. And we will put a slicer of what? Let's make this subcategory. Okay, and over here, put a slicer of year and one slicer of category. Or let's do one thing. This is year slider. And let's put over here category slicer.
Shani, we
Yeah.
can use slider only on date column, right?
On the date column, but then again, you can work with the hierarchy of the date, right? So over here, if you see, I've got years, I don't have dates. And how did I achieve that? I dropped the date as a hierarchy. I'm using it as a hierarchy. And then I said, okay, I don't want anything, but I want only my years to be there. And then convert it into between. All right, Kshitij?
Sure, Shani. Thank you.
All right. Let's try to do this.
So Shani, for category slicer, you want just for quantity order and quantity return?
No. Slices
Oh.
affect all the
Or
visuals.
okay.
It affects all the visuals.
And even the year, right?
And even the year, yes. Not the year. I don't want the year to move. No reason year should be sliced based on the quantity. Come out.
Shani, can you please help, where is the option of slicer?
Sure, absolutely. So your slicer is first column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one. First
Okay.
column, fifth row.
Okay, got it.
Ishani, a trend of quality, quantity.
Quantity
The
order.
quantity ordered.
Okay.
Like which year and months the quantity was high.
Okay.
Shani, can you tell how do we do
Yeah.
undo? And
How to do undo?
yeah.
Like what do you want to undo?
Actually, I was on the card and I pressed a line chart, so it's in that.
Just press the card again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Ishani, please go back to Excel.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We need. So this is trend of quantity ordered each order.
Each
Okay,
and
trend
is
of-
as in trend of quantity
Yeah.
ordered, right?
Yes, yes,
Because
understood.
multiple years, multiple months.
Ishani, what we need to select for order quantity with the order quantity?
Which one? Quantity ordered?
No, trend of quantity order.
Trend of quantity order. So when you're saying trend of quantity order, which fields do you think you will require?
It's order quantity.
I need the order quantity, which is over here, right, in the sales table. And how will you show trend? With respect to what do you show trend? Dates,
Okay, dates.
right? So you will pick it from AW calendar.
Okay,
And when
thank
you
you.
and when you drop dates, it will put all the date parts of it, year, month, quarter, day. We
I
are
just
going
need
to
to
just
select year.
year and month, correct?
For slicer, we need to go category slicer.
Category slicer in a horizontal orientation and year as a slider.
Okay.
Once done, if anyone wants to show the screen, please let me know. Take care of the layout, take care of whether they're in the same line, take care of things are having equidistance or not. So if you remember that we did in our alignments when we
Yes.
spoke about the cards.
Hi Sunny, can I share my screen?
Yes, please. What happened?
Shani, what column do we need to use on slider?
System stuck.
So press Alt Tab, see if it's your. Kshitij, what's your question?
What column do we need to use on slider?
One is a category, which has to be horizontal slider, and one is year from the calendar, which has to be a slider.
Okay.
So Sunny, I am continuously getting this error.
Exception system out of memory. You don't have enough space in the C drive for your Power BI to run.
Yes. So what can I do? I am unable to do practice.
You have to clear up your C drive. There is no other way.
I have deleted Power BI, Workbench, everything.
Click on this PC. It's nearing. It's only got 2.72 GB. You need to clean it up more for it to work properly. So look at things like things which clog up my C drive are my downloads. So think about how will you get rid of your downloads.
I have deleted everything, but still.
No, something has to be there for it to be completely full, right? Shift all these things that you have in your downloads from C drive to some other drive. But the only problem that the thing that you're getting is basically same problem. You don't have space for Power BI to run. All right.
Ishani, somehow I am not getting the map right. It says that you have to select the global setting.
Can you share your screen?
Yes, you might hear some scream from a 3-year-old, but you have to avoid that.
Why are all the 3-year-olds like that? I got my kid to office today and all he did was ran and screamed. I was like, okay, tomorrow you're banned.
You said
Okay.
subcategory or category in the slicer, horizontal slicer?
Category in the slicer. Okay. Cross it off. What have you dropped? Oh, not this one. This is a GIS arc map. The other one, the globe kind of a thing. Click on the globe. In the maps which you have selected, click the globe one. Yeah. Now drop country. This map of Finland, disabled, enable, file option, go, global security. Okay, go. Option, global security, what's there?
I got the same error, so we just have to check the box that's unchecked. In security.
Security. On the top, 1, 2, 3,
Output
4, 5,
pipe
6, 6, 6. Yes. And what do you have to click
Scroll
on?
down.
Scroll down. ArcGIS for Power BI.
Yeah, the maps one.
Map
Maps and
filled visuals. Yeah. Apply it. Okay. All right. Populated. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Ankita.
anything.
Hi, Shani, can I show my screen?
Absolutely, yes. 1 second.
This is my dashboard lookalike. Can you please suggest what I need to change?
Yes. So it's, see, your cards are overpowering anything else on your dashboard. That cannot be the case, right? So you increase the size of your charts, put 2 of them, like for example,
Okay.
country and quantity in one, like one on top of other, one on top of the other, and increase the size. Okay. And anyways, you will have to increase the size. The reason being, can you give me a remote access once to your system?
Yeah, sure.
Because what I was saying, anyways, you have to increase. If you want to make meaning of this one, this chart, you had to do this, right? Open up to the month and the year level. And to be able to read it, you will have to make it a bigger size. So make sure the sizes are such that it's easier to understand. Then these 2 charts I would put in one place, because if I'm using subcategory as a column chart, and there are so many subcategories, again, I'll need some more area for it to show up properly. So I'll match it up with my trend charts on the top. Okay.
Okay.
Then this one you can open up again when you're opening, and when you're trying to size it, you have to be careful about making sure that it is aligning properly to the charts around you. And this one, like we discussed, it would be better if we use a map rather than using a column chart. This is a much better chart. So it's Europe. And by the way, you guys have a lot of different type of map styles also. The one that you're looking at is a road, but you can also make it light.
Shani,
can
I
make it-
cannot find the format in data drill what you have it on top ribbon.
Okay, 1 minute. Now Australia is okay, and then Arshad, I'm not done the alignment part as of yet, to make sure everything is aligned to each other. So that part you might want to do.
Okay, I will do.
Yeah.
But want to ask one more thing. How to
How to?
Do the horizontal view of category slicer.
Right. So this
Horizontal.
is, yeah.
General
So
format.
once you are in your horizontal, you are going to go to format, and in your general,
Oh,
orientation.
Orientation
Okay,
vertical
right.
now.
And these are too big, too big. Okay. So think about how to reduce them. Increase the title. Title has to be the one which catches the eye first. Increase the size of the title, and slicer, put it on the top. Then the heading, the slicer, the cards, and remaining of the chart should be there. Okay. Now, since there's so much,
Slicer
there's
should be
only
on the top.
this slicer, this one. When you convert it into horizontal, so it should be title, horizontal slices, right? Followed by the cards.
Okay.
And since there are only 2 cards, you can put the date also. So date slicer, card, and then rest of the charts of yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Shani, I need help on slicer.
Absolutely. You want to share your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Which one is this?
Slicer.
No, what you're going to drop in it.
Category.
Okay. Category is in category table. Yes. Category name. Yes. And it is dropping as. Oh, this is a card. You're not selected as slicer. Slicer is the first column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th icon. Yes, this is a slicer.
This one only I selected.
This is no, you selected a card. I can see 1, 2, 3 selected.
Okay.
You don't have to delete anything. Once you would have pressed slicer, it would have worked.
Okay, done, got it.
Okay. Now drop. All right. And now you have to turn it into horizontal one. And something is wrong with your country and order number. Why you dropped order number? Select the map. Select the map once. In legends, don't put order number. Remove the order numbers from the legends and scroll down a little bit. No, the other panel, the visualization panel, scroll down. So you see location and there is something called size. In the size, put quantity ordered quantity. Yes. Now it is coming up, you see? And if you change the style of your map, it will be more prominent, or you change the color of your bubbles because blue on blue is not visible. It's not easy to see. That you can work with. Okay, so a little bit of orientation layouting has to be done, but that's okay. This is the first time you guys are creating anything on Power BI.
Ishani,
Yes,
can I share my screen?
yes, please. Oh, nice.
No, in order quantity date, it is not giving me right
Yeah,
numbers.
click on the date and go to the other icon in visualization where you put the data fields. In the visualization, you are clicked on the format part, right? Click on the
Yes.
one on the left of it. No, down.
This
Where
one?
there is search, where there is search on top of search, not in this, in visualization. Where you
Okay.
have charts, below the charts, you see search.
Yes.
The first icon I want you to click on. You are
This
right
one.
now in format, correct. So you have dropped date as a date. So click on the drop down.
I'm not getting that
Select-
option of, deleting year, month, quarter.
Cross it off.
Is it because of,
It's
it is
not
not
date. Probably
data?
it's not in the right date format.
Okay.
Okay, scroll up. Let me see. Scroll up. Let me see the table from where you picked it up.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have not changed the date format any place. That's why all your date formats are turning up as text. So go to your file.
Okay.
Go to sales table, calendar table. Yeah, they are ABCD. So go to file on the top. Wait. Go to file on the top. Go to options and settings. Go to options. On the left side where it says current file, go to regional settings under current file. Left side, current file, and under that regional settings, change it to English USA.
This one, right?
Yes. And okay. And now click on that ABC and change it to a date. Correct. Go to sales also once, AW sales. See order date. Yeah, click over here, convert it into a date. Stock date. And then go to returns also. Returns also has a date. Return date is again a text. Close and apply. Add a new step. Close and apply.
Is there any fees previously on your account? Because as I'm seeing right now, your account, yeah.
It's working. Hold on.
Your account, there is no issue with your account. The person to whom you are transferring the funds, I am.
Imran, can you be on mute, please?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, close it. And now you see it's coming as daily dates. Now click on the drop down. And the drop down where you were saying see, nothing is coming. Oh, no. Click on the chart again, the order quantity by date. Yes, now click on the drop down. Yes. Now you can go to date hierarchy at the bottom. Yes. And now you can get rid of quarter and day. And let's make it a line chart. That is the first column, second chart. Correct. Now this is coming as only years. So you see the prong thing, a fork kind of thing on the top where you have the arrows on the very top. Yes, click here to drill down. Correct. All right.
This one more thing in slice, a vertical option
is not going to come on a drop down. It comes for a list. So first change the style to a list. Click on the drop down on the top. Correct. List. Now you go to the format. Now in general, under general.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, great. Shweta, you want to share one since you finished?
Yeah, I want to share.
Ashish.
Right.
I see.
Yes,
Okay.
I can.
All right, let Ashish show and then you show Shweta. On Women's Day, let a woman show first.
Okay, let her show first. No problem.
Cornered you, Ashish.
No problem. After Shweta, I will share.
All right, Shweta, let's go because I asked you.
I'm just sharing. Okay. Very much. I was playing with some data. Here, I was changing to date hierarchy or something. Slider was there.
That's okay. The sliders, but the category name part again, make it long instead of 4 boxes over here. It's looking quite odd. Okay, and turn off the interactions once you've done the work.
I have turned off.
No, it's not turned off. It turned off in the sense, not turn off on the numbers. These numbers should have interaction because if I say, okay, what is the order quantity for bikes? I should be able to see what is the quantity order, what is return. So this should be on. What I said was the symbols should go off when you say edit interaction if you turn it off.
Okay, understood.
Okay. And your pie chart is relatively smaller, so make it a little bigger. Right. Little bit layouting thing. Just work with it. Layout part. All right. Okay. Yes, Ashish, you can go ahead and show it now.
Okay, just
Shani, can I show
Yes.
my screen after Ashish?
Yes, please.
Yep.
I love the fact that a lot of people who never used to talk to me in other modules or the tools have started interacting more, like Arshad, Imran. I'm liking this thing that you are at least enjoying one tool I am teaching.
I'm sure.
Yes, it's still not come up.
Just come. Just working little bit.
All right. Okay, arrangement is important. Look and
Yes, yes.
feel of it is very important. But let me look at it from the technical work. This is fine. This is fine. Year is not going to be just years. Make sure it is drilled down to the month level.
Okay.
And this is there. This is there. This is there. All right. Technically correct. And but look and feel has to be improved.
Yes, I will work on it.
Yes, great. Who wants to share next?
Shani, me.
Yes, Tanu.
Yeah. Just give me a second, please.
You can insert any logo, right?
Shani, is my
Any
screen
logo for
visible?
now. Oh, nice. Yes, it is. Again, layout is a big thing for you guys. So you see your maps are longer and your subcategories are longer. So put them on one side. Make sense?
Okay.
Tanu,
Okay.
swap
Anything-
it because otherwise they're over crisscrossing each other.
Right.
Right. And the category names, probably you'll have to change the color of the slicer because right now nobody can make it out. It's a
Yes.
slicer.
Correct. Agree.
So change that
All right.
and probably the header, make it all caps rather than proper case.
Ishani,
Okay, and
make it
please
bigger.
ignore my logo because an image I had in my system,
is
so I
fine.
put that. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Logo is fine. It's
Ishani,
just
All right.
and one second. And the date slicer, the date slicer, year slider is missing.
Oh yes, right.
just on the same chart of Tanu,
Okay.
I see this dotted line below. I want to ignore it.
This dotted line is telling you the end of your dashboard. It must, I don't know if you've blown it up more. Everybody
maybe
would
I
have a
can-
dotted line.
Oh, so I have to
It's just the
increase
end
the
of.
size. Okay.
So no, for example, over here, my dotted lines are this one, the bigger, thicker lines.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is just doing a marking of this is the area of your dashboard.
So I have to increase the
You don't have
size
to
of
do
it.
anything. You don't have to do anything. It's just this. If you want to, if you think I have more things than what the area is provided, then you increase the size of your dashboard.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. I hope you had fun today in the sense you were able to create something mixed, few things in your knowledge base and created one single page. So by tomorrow, hopefully, work out on your layout and look and feel of it, because dashboard is just not a technical product. It has to be beautiful to look at for people to be able to easily understand the data. So work on that, convert it into a PDF and send it to Genpack at Ivy Pro School. Let me just have a look at it. Not an assignment. Whoever wants to do it, you can. It's just,
Alright.
I will give you comment in terms of aesthetic and not just technical part.
Okay.
How we can
Alright.
convert it into PDF?
Good question. How you convert into PDF is go to file, go to export and export to PDF.
Yes.
All right, guys, you have a good day ahead and I'll see you back tomorrow then. Thank you.
See you.
Shani.
Shani. Bye bye.
Thank you, Shani.
Thank
Shani.
you. Bye-bye. Yes.
Shani, can I show you